So, yo, how we doing everyone? Hope all is good and welcome back to the channel. So, I wanted today to talk about basically my competing career so far and the season I've had so far. Competing in Classic Physique and how the year has gone, how prep has gone, and plans moving forward, because I know everyone is interested to know what is next. So, what is next? If you haven't already, dead simple, almond milk cappuccino is the one. So, with regards to competing, if we go all the way back to when I first ever started competing, that was in 2014. I did not have a clue what I was doing. I competed in 2014 in a competition called Fit Factor, which was a fitness model competition, and that was at the Body Power Expo, and they used to have that at the NEC in Birmingham, which is actually where I did my last competition back at the NEC, but this time the Arnold Classic. So 2014 I did Fit Factor. Yeah, like I said, it's a fitness model for show. I always wanted to go to Body Power, so I thought, why not go compete there? I looked at things on YouTube the previous year and basically just had to be lean, get as shredded as possible. So I did that, got really, really lean. So I'll just put a picture of that on here so you can see. So that was a condition that I got in, had no idea about posing. A lot of the other guys knew what they were doing. I didn't know what I was doing with dieting. I basically thought that for 12 weeks you just had to cut all your carbs out and just eat proteins and vegetables and a little bit of fat. So that's basically what I did for 12 weeks. Probably lost all the muscle I had, if any, but I was under 70 kilos then, way back when in 2014. So did that show, didn't come anywhere, didn't get through to the second round or anything like that, but I actually enjoyed the experience. I enjoyed getting in that shape, and I think losing that and coming nowhere made me want to continue and actually know what it was like to get a place in, because I saw the guys on like Instagram and YouTube and that the next day who got placings, and it made me want to continue and go forward. So I was like, I want to know what that feels like. So I started looking around at fitness model federations, and that's when I came across Pure Elite, and I saw they did like fitness model, muscle model, all these different categories and stuff like that. So I was like, well, at the minute I'm kind of scraping into the fitness model category, not quite a muscle model yet, but that is something I like to work towards. So I went to Pure Elite in 2015, the April show. So it wasn't like too long after, so I competed in the May, I guess, yeah, nearly a year. So I competed in the May of the Body Power in 2014, then in the April of 2015 in Pure Elite. Again, enjoyed the whole experience, got in the best shape of my life, grew a lot of tissue in that time, but again, didn't come anywhere. Did they do call outs? No, they didn't do call outs, but I didn't come anywhere anyway, so I went home with nothing, but actually I went home with a lot of experience and knowledge. And again, saw the guys that had won, saw how amazing that felt, and I knew why they had won as well, because posing, condition, stage presence, muscularity, all the rest of it was dead obvious. So yeah, I did that in 2015. Like I said, wanted to know what it felt like to actually get a place in, so I was like, right. I can remember saying to myself, right, if I don't come anywhere in this next show, I ain't gonna do another one. We all know that was basically a lie. I think I said that when I was on prep. So I went back to Pure Elite again, because I really liked the federation, enjoyed it, and I thought, you know what, I started competing there, why not continue and finish and go all the way through. So in 2016, I went back to the July show, and then competed, yeah, it's a Manchester amateur show in July, and that was like, I got a super peeled condition, and I did fitness model, and I think, yeah, I came third in that one and got my pro card with Pure Elite, which enabled me to compete in the pro show the following year. But yeah, I got super lean for that, super shredded, and I actually came third in, what did I come third in? Oh yeah, in fitness model and tattoo model. I came third in a tattoo category, but I didn't place in fitness model because I think I was maybe too, yeah, I think I was too shredded, basically too muscular or vascular for the condition that was there on the day. So going by the criteria, the way that the rest of the placings were set out, I just didn't fit in that top 5. So I didn't actually place in the category I wanted to. So, but that enabled me to get pro card. So the following year later, I went back in 2017 to compete in the pro show in the fitness model category, and this time I won the fitness model category and then won the pro overall of the whole entire show. So I won that. And yeah, that's the first time I had won. So 2016 I came third, got a place in, and then went to the pro show in 2017 and got a first place and the overall, and that right there was like, okay, I'm going all the way with this and I want to see how far I can go. So obviously if you win a world title, you've got to go back and defend it. So in 2018 I went back and defended the title and won, and nobody had ever won it 3 times before. Jakub, a guy from Slovakia, won twice before, but nobody had ever won it 3 times, so I went back in 2019 and won it again. I know. And obviously over the years my physique started to progress. So in 2017 and 2018 I won the fitness model categories and slowly placing higher in the muscle model. Then in 2019 I won the muscle model category but didn't place in fitness. So I'd grown out of the fitness model category into the muscle as my physique was developing. So then after that in 2019, taken a good couple of years off, and this is where I wanted to step into more of the bodybuilding realm and go down the classic physique route and more bodybuilder federations. So haven't competed since 2019 until this year in 2022. So yeah, this year I did a Two Bros regional show in August, which was the Charles Claremont Classic. So basically with the Federation Two Bros and the IFBB, you have to do a regional show first before you can then go on to do a pro qualifier to try and earn your pro card to then compete as a pro. So I did my regional show in Classic Physique. Now for those of you who don't know, Classic Physique is basically, in the IFBB, you've got men's physique, classic physique, and open bodybuilding. Open bodybuilding is the mass monsters, like the huge guys. Classic physique is more bringing the classic lines in. Just bringing more of that shape from maybe like the 70s era and 80s, etc. More so 70s. That's why everyone wears black trunks as well. Everyone wears the same, all black. So yeah, bringing in the classic lines, and then your men's physique is the board shorts. So I wanted to compete in classic physiques. That's where I feel like I fit the most. I don't feel like, maybe not yet, I'm at that stage to go into open yet anyway. But for classic physique, for those of you who don't know, there is a weight cap for how tall you are. So however tall you are, you've got a weight cap that you need to be under, and that's so a lot of people maybe slate that a little bit and say the weight cap should be higher, but that is to keep everyone in proportion basically. So however tall you are, you've got a weight cap, so it's all about balancing the weight across your physique to, it's like how can you portray that weight the best, like how can you bring in the smallest waist with the greatest quads and the biggest shoulders, still hitting that weight cap, so you're not against people who are miles bigger than you. So everyone's kind of in proportion. It's just how you can display that across in the best way possible. So I competed in Charles Claremont Classic and Classic Physique. I've won my class, the Open Class B, which put me into the overall of the whole show, which I won the Classic Physique overall title, got the sword. Yes. So that gave me really good momentum going forward into my pro qualifier, which was the Arnold Classic. Now, massive first pro qualifier to go into. So yeah, my first pro qualifier was the Arnold Classic, which was literally a few weeks ago. And yeah, to get down to weight, I'm not gonna lie, really had to struggle. So my weight cap is 89 kilos. And I really had to strip back and really cut the food back and lay off my training the last few days to bring inflammation down. I did have to pretty much, on the day of weighing, cut water and food out pretty much until I got weighed in. Because I just needed to get my weight down under that cap, and then from once you've weighed in, you could then carb up into the show. So yeah, I had to be 89 kilos on the morning of the weigh-in and registration. I was actually 91, or just over 91 kilos. So actually waking up on that day, I was just over 2 kilos over the weight cap. So I had to lose 2 kilos by the evening, which was like, okay, cool, you're not gonna really have any water or food, you're just gonna have minimal to carry through the day. And by the time I got to weigh in, I was just under 89, which was awesome. Went on stage the next day, the Arnold Classic. I brought what I feel was the best physique I've ever displayed on stage. Yeah, so that look I was completely happy with. There was, how many guys were in my class? There's 17? I can't remember, it was like 17 to 20 people in my class, and I took third. So I got into the top 5, which meant I got to do my routine. I took third at my first ever pro qualifier, first year at competing in Classic Physique, and I was absolutely over the moon with that, because bodybuilding is a subjective sport, right? So I actually came off stage feeling like I'd won. Not as in beat the lineup, I'd won it myself. I came off stage and I was like, that is the best I've ever looked, best I've ever felt, most confident, chilled, relaxed I've ever been in a competition. And I got off stage and I was like, I have won. It just, the judges on the day chose someone else. That's how I saw it. So I got off stage and everyone was like, third place, is that okay? And I was like, I'm absolutely over the moon, because I felt amazing, best I've ever looked. I feel like the videos show that, the photos show that. It's definitely the most conditioned I've ever been. And yeah, I feel like I brought a complete package. I actually feel like I was I'm going to be biased towards myself, I'm going to blow my own trumpet, but I felt like I was the most conditioned on the day. I feel like my side shots were really good. But obviously I've asked for feedback from the show, and now this is where I'm going to talk about, you know, am I going to compete again? And my plans going forward for this year or next year or anything like that. So I asked for feedback from the judges, which they were really kind to go out of their way and give me. And basically, for Classic Physique, you need really small waist, wide shoulders, big legs, so you need to really create that X-frame. And naturally, I've got quite a thick set waist, just structurally, so my waist is quite a wide waist. Doesn't matter how lean I get, I will still have that sort of wide looking waist. So to make that appear smaller, my feedback was to bring in bigger shoulders and bring in like maybe more lat, more shoulders and bigger quads. So just to bring in more shape. So condition was on point, there was no issues with condition, there was no issues with posing. It was just the front shots really, like your front double bicep, I hit a lat spread as well. And it was those shots there that were letting me down with the waist. So yeah, the feedback was to bring in, obviously, more size on my shoulders, lats and quads. Now, the problem there is, I'm at the very top of my weight cap, like literally just under. So if I had any more size, I'm going to be over my weight cap. Now, it's one of these where, now this is when I talk about, do I compete again? Yeah, so this is one of those decisions where I've got to make, where if I want to continue down the Classic Physique category, and that's what I want to pursue, then I've obviously got to make my waist appear smaller, and by doing that I've got to add size to my shoulders and quads, but I'm at the very top of my weight cap, so it's like, how do I add size there? Because I can't really get any more condition, so I can't lose any weight there. So, bit of a predicament. To create more shape, I could actually lay off leg training a little bit and bring those down ever so slightly, because obviously the weight you carry through your legs is a hell of a lot more because they're much bigger. So I could distribute my weight a little bit differently, take a little bit off the legs and maybe put it more in my upper body to create more of that X-frame. Or do I put on more mass and go into open? So yeah, bit of a predicament. So yeah, my plans, a lot of people have asked me, am I competing again this year to try and go for that pro card? Because a lot of people feel like I was close. The answer is no. I'm not going to be going for another pro qualifier this year. And yeah, I think my initial plan at the moment is, you know, if I just sit and think about it right now, I really, really like Classic Physique. I like the posing, I like the artsy side of it. And when you turn pro in the IFBB, you get an extra 5 kilos added to your weight cap, which would help me massively. So yeah, bit of a predicament. So it's one of those, you know, do I bring the legs down a little bit, add more to the upper part of my body, like the top shelf, like chest and shoulders and arms and back, and bring my legs down so I can still make weight and still have that X-frame. Because that's the only way I can change my physique really to fit more of the classic criteria. It's the only thing I can do. I can't just add size everywhere to the upper and lower body to make the waist look smaller because I'll be over the weight cap. So it's a little bit of a predicament I have there. Or it's one of those, do I, you know, just keep adding more size and go into open and maybe not be the biggest guy in open, but maybe come in with the best shape and the best condition. Who knows? Because waist-wise, I'm probably more like an open bodybuilder rather than classic. But I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a very, very tough one. Let me know in the comments what you do if you were me, or what would you like to see me do. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Interesting. But like I say, when you do turn pro in Classic Physique, end of the 5 kilos. So if I can just manipulate my physique enough to push me enough to pursue to get my pro card, then I've got another 5 kilos and now I can start bringing up the physique everywhere. Because 5 kilos of muscle is a hell of a lot of muscle. Like, you can make your physique look completely different. So that is the predicament I've got. Now, with regards to plans and competing wise, I'm looking at April next year, I think. If the calendar goes the same as it did this year, there will be a regional show potentially towards the end of March, and then a pro qualifier in April, which will be in the UK. It will be the, I think it'll be the Ben Weider show. So I think that is my plan, is to still, I think my plan at the moment in my head, if someone was to ask me right now, I think my plan is to still pursue Classic Physique and just manipulate my physique to make weight again, but just see if I can bring in more shape like the judges have asked for, because looking back at all the photos and videos, I can definitely agree with what they're saying. I have got a wide waist, I've always known that. Even when I first ever started competing and first ever getting lean, I've just always had that thick set waist. Just genetically, that's how like my hips and structure is built, it's just how it is. And you've got to play with what you've got, right? So yeah, yeah, loads of people asking, are you doing a Denmark show? Are you going to do the Norway show this weekend? And I was thinking about them, I'll be honest, I was, but with the feedback that I've got and the feedback that I've actually given myself and taken on myself, I'm going to give those a miss and, you know, focus on just improving, because I don't want to get feedback from the judges and then just go back exactly the same. That's not the point. I want to go back every time looking different, bringing something different, bringing something better. So yeah, no more competing for me this year. I'm just going to focus a hell of a lot on business. Got a lot of clients competing in this year, which is, you know, in like 4 to 5 weeks, which is amazing. They all look insane. So yeah, just focus on my coaching a lot more. It's what I love doing more than anything. I'm very, very blessed and grateful to get to be able to do what I love. So yeah, I'm going to focus a lot on that. And then heading into the, you know, from now until probably sort of February time really. Yeah, from now until February, just focus on growing as much as possible. In the upper body, legs, I'm pretty much happy to remain where they are, or even if they come down ever so slightly, obviously so I can still make the weight cap, but it's really want to focus a lot on putting a lot of work into my upper chest, shoulders and arms, and a bit more lats, just a lat under the armpit, just to create more of an X-frame, create that waist looking smaller. So that's the plan going forward, potentially a regional show around March time, whichever the first one is, get that boshed, and then whatever the first pro qualifier is, just go for that and see where that takes us. And if we turn pro, then yes, another 5 kilos and we go from there. So yeah, that's my plans. And you know what, if I end up growing, my body just explodes and gets way too big, and I know making weight is going to be impossible, and my body just wants to grow, and you know what, I might go into open, but plans are there, plans can change, who knows. So yeah, here we are in Costas. I might get another one of them because it's absolutely banging. It's got, yeah, almond milk cappuccino. Dead simple, but next level. Anyway, I'm going to wrap that up here. So I just wanted to give you an insight to where I started competing, where I am now, how the season went, and yeah, my plans going forward. So thank you for tuning in. Do all the usual, like, subscribe, comment, and all the rest of it. I just want to say I appreciate you supporting the channel. It really means a lot and following my journey. So I want to thank you, and I will catch you all in the next video. See you soon.